All right. I guess we're just waiting for some people to show up here for our lab tour. And as people come in, I will begin the tour. So if you're joining us here, if you just want to drop like a hello in the chat, let me know. Let me know that you're here, and we can start talking about the lab and get the tour started. All right. Welcome to whoever just entered our room here. If you'd like to drop like a hello in the chat, so I know we got some people with us, and we can begin the tour. All right, I think I see someone has entered the live chat here. If you'd like to drop like a hello in the chat, and we can get chatting, we can begin the tour. I'm not sure if we're gonna get some more people here, but if we do, they can join us along the way. So if you wanna drop a hello, or I can begin the tour as well. All right, so I'll show you the space that I'm in right now is the Community Impact Lab out of the Center for Changemaking and Social Innovation. So I'll go down here to the entrance to the Community Impact Lab. And as I said, this is from the Center for Changemaking and Social Innovation. Today we're in the Aurelia Lab, which is located in A105 on the Aurelia campus. We also have a Community Impact Lab in Barrie in A216, as well as in Muskoka in room 109. So there's 3 Community Impact Labs, all part of the Community Impact Lab network. And these are a living lab concept meant for collaborative design, collaborative working spaces. And so, as I said, change making and social innovation. If you're wondering what change making is and who a change maker is I have change maker here on my shirt. These are the different types of roles that change makers play. So these are all different examples of people who are change makers. So we have volunteers, researchers, policymakers, champions, social innovators, social entrepreneurs, investors, funders, entrepreneurs, activists, and empathizers. And those are just some examples of who changemakers are, what kind of roles changemakers play. And yes, this is the first thing you'll see as you enter the Aurelia Community Impact Lab. And then behind me here, we have one of our canvases, which these are to work on. These are like whiteboards. You can write on them, erase them, all that. So all these canvases are interchangeable. So depending on the project, the problem you're trying to solve, you'll use different canvases to work through those problems, to work through those projects. So this one is a teams canvas that'll help you define your team, your people and roles, your goals, your purpose, needs and expectations, rules and activities. So all sorts of great stuff on these canvases, and you'll see plenty more canvases as we go through the lab. So the first room that I'll enter here in the Community Impact Lab is probably the coolest room in a lot of ways. This is our VR lab, our VR room. So I'll grab one of these headsets here. We have tons of these Oculus Quest 2s. And so these are a tool that is available to you at Georgian College in the Community Impact Labs, both in Barrie and in Aurelia. You can come in and try out VR for the first time, or if you've used VR before, you can try out some of our tools that are maybe a little bit different than what you've tried. As you might think that VR is more for gaming, there's lots of very practical uses to VR. So a few of the uses that we have are pre-installed on these VR headsets is multi-brush or tilt brush, which is a 3D painting application, which is a lot of fun. It's great for artists, but I'm certainly not an artist, and I still have a lot of fun in multi-brush, being able to paint, walk through your brush strokes, and see this art that you're creating in 3D. It's a very different, very kind of surreal experience at first. So if you've never tried VR, I really encourage you to come down to the Community Impact Labs, try out a VR headset. It's a lot of fun. And another few different uses that we use these for is Gravity Sketch, Horizon Worlds. These are design applications where you'll be able to design real spaces and envision the way that you could build out a space. You can place furniture, you can scan in real objects, real environments, and then interact with those environments and objects through virtual reality to design a space, which is super cool. So that's a few of the uses for the VR headsets, but we definitely encourage you to come down, try these out. All the things that I'll be showing you today is to show you that these are tools that are available to you at Georgian College and specifically in the Community Impact Labs. So yeah, this is the VR room. And as you can see here, I'm sitting down currently. So if you're a little bit intimidated to try VR for the first time, just know that you can start seated in a more controlled environment. So maybe a little bit less scary for someone who's intimidated to try VR, because it can be a little bit overwhelming your first time in VR, but we try to make that as comfortable and accessible as possible. So the next room they'll enter here, this is our mission control room. And this is where a lot of times you'll find our multimedia coordinator, Adam, super cool Adam, the graphic design guru and overall just helpful guy. So if you need a guide to this Community Impact Lab, Adam will be in the Aurelia campus quite often. He'll be able to guide you through the lab, help you get started on whatever you're working on. And yes, this is where you find Adam. And then behind me here, you'll see the Sustainable Development Goals poster. So if you've never heard of the Sustainable Development Goals, this is a very interesting thing to look into. And this is behind everything that we do here in the Community Impact Labs and through the Center for Changemaking and Social Innovation. A lot of it's all going to tie to the Sustainable Development Goals, which are 17 goals for a better world, right? So those include no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, affordable and clean energy. These are all very important interrelated goals. And usually with what we're working on in the Center for Changemaking and Social Innovation, is to address specific goals in the Sustainable Development Goals. So they're a wonderful thing to look into, and they drive a lot of the work that we do in these Community Impact Labs. So this is Mission Control, where you'll find Adam. All right, and then we'll continue on to the next room here, which is our Reflector Room. And for people just joining us here, I'm in the Aurelia Community Impact Lab, which is one of our 3 Community Impact Labs, including Barrie, Muskoka, and Aurelia. So in Aurelia, we're in A105. In Barrie, we're in A216. And then in Muskoka, we're in room 109. Okay, so now I'm in the Reflect Room, which, as you can see behind me, these papers on the wall here are reflection prompts. So these are going to get you going on team reflection, project reflection, and self-reflection. So we're not just telling you to come into the Reflect Room and reflect on your own silently. We give you tools to work through projects, problems, to find innovative solutions to anything that you're working through. And we also have professionals in here to help you work through problems and solutions to like different challenges that you may be facing. And these are collaborative open workspaces that are open to students. So you can book these as a team. You can come in here alone on drop-in hours and such, which we'll have a schedule up on our website here for you. And I'll show you this little guy right beside me. This is our little Charlie Bear. This is our mascot in the Center for Changemaking and Social Innovation. This is Charlie Changemaker, Growler's cousin. So Georgian's mascot, Growler. This is our mascot, the Charlie the Changemaker. All right, and as we go through these labs, I just want to show you guys as many tools as possible so you know what's available to you in these labs when you come down and visit, or if you come in here to work. So over here, we have like a halo light and a phone tripod. So if you were wanting to shoot a video project for something that you're doing at Georgian, or even just personally as a Georgian student, these are tools that are available to you. So feel free to come down and use any of these tools. If you're wondering where tools like this might exist, the community impact labs are a great place to look for these types of tools. So yeah, just as we go through here, I'll just speak to as many of the tools that we have in these labs as I can. And there's Adam dropping in the chat. I just showed your really cool mission control office there, Adam. And yeah, so the next room that I'm entering here is the Id8 room, which is another super cool room. We have behind me here a 3D printer, which is very neat for prototyping stuff. So we have here, I'll show you some examples of things that have been printed. We got this little octopus and little Chewbacca head, which are kind of funny things. But then there's also like this like piece of a machine that could be made. So you can do some really cool prototyping. TAS5, I guess that's the name of the, to me it looks like Chewbacca, but yeah, so like the 3D printer is super cool. It's a great tool to have at your disposal as a Georgian student. So yeah, as I said, as we go through this tour, I just want you to know about all the different tools that you'll have available to you as a Georgian student and through these community impact labs. So yeah, this is the Id8 room. So we got a whiteboard behind me. And the other thing I'll speak to on the whiteboard is if you see these little orange corners on the whiteboard, those are Rocket corners. So you can download this Rocketbook app. And then when you're working in this space and you're using the whiteboard and the canvases, and you don't want to lose your work once you leave, you can scan in these whiteboards with the Rocket corners, and that'll save your work in a PDF format. So you have that when you leave, you have it to look back on later. So it's a really neat way to save what you're working on a whiteboard, and a lot better than just taking a picture of the whiteboard. This is going to save it in like a high resolution PDF that you'll be able to share and work on later. All right. As you can see, there's another very cool canvas there behind me, the Never Say tool. Okay, so next room I'm walking into here is our prototype room. So this is another great room. All the rooms in the lab have their own purposes and own uses. So as you can see, there's human-centered design thinking process behind me, which I'll go through a little bit here in a minute. We also have a whiteboard. We love our whiteboards, and a TV back here as well. And it's a touchscreen TV. It's great to use for team stuff, to show people and to work on in real time. So in the prototype room, we have lots of different tools for you to use to prototype. So you can use Lego, Play-Doh to make like these low resolution prototypes to get yourself thinking about what you're doing, what you want to create. Okay, and then as I've been telling you the names of these rooms, you might be wondering why these rooms are named what they are. And so this poster kind of explains that. These rooms are named after the human-centered design thinking process. So as you're going through the rooms in the lab, you're working through the human-centered design thinking process, which goes empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test, and reflect. So we have rooms for all these steps of the process. And this is a great design thinking process to help you work through projects and find creative solutions. So if during your time at Georgian, you're feeling stuck on a problem and you're having a hard time like thinking outside the box and really like you're down in the details, you want to think outside the box, then coming down to the community impact labs is a great place to come and find people who help you think through your problems in different ways, find new solutions. And so, yeah, that's what we're here for, is to help students and to give collaborative working spaces for you to use as Georgian students. And yeah, so again, prototype room. All right, now I'll continue upstairs to some of the other rooms. And for everyone just joining us here, I see some people have just entered the chat here that I'm in Aurelia today at the Community Impact Lab in A105, one of our 3 Community Impact Labs at Barrie, Aurelia, and Muskoka. Yeah, our own personal think tank. It's a great way of saying it. Okay, so the room that I've just entered here is the Empathize Room. So we have 3 different canvases in here, which I'll touch on, but I encourage anyone entering this chat here to, if you have any questions about the tour or the space that I'm in, just drop them in the chat and I will get to them at the end of the tour. But I just want to sort of walk you guys through the rooms and give you an idea of the space. So yeah, this is the empathy room, the Empathize room. So we have our empathy map, we have our horizon scanning and journey maps. So these are three great tools, canvases to use. And so I see we have a question here. Students from any program can come to the labs. Of course, these labs are open to everybody at Georgian to use. So yeah, you're very welcome. There's different ways to use these rooms to get involved. Yeah, so like through room booking, you can access these. Yeah, there's numerous different ways. So, all right, if anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot away. And I see we have some new people here, so I'll walk through some more of the lab again here to give everybody a feel for the space. There is not currently one at the South Georgian campus, although we do have plans to add these to all of our different campuses. So currently no, but in the future, hopefully yes. All right, and here, because we have some new people, I'm gonna go back to the beginning and show you guys some of the other stuff about this lab. So bear with me as I travel through the lab. I'm gonna go back to the first room that I started in here so that everyone can see this. This is one of our cooler rooms here. This is our VR lab here. All right. So we have these VR headsets, which are available to students. These are Oculus Quest 2s. And yeah, you can come in and try out VR. If you've never tried it, I really encourage you to come down, check it out, try VR for the first time and in a safe, inclusive, accessible area. You know, you can try it sitting down for the first time if you're a little bit intimidated. It's a good experience to try sitting down. Then you feel safe. You can travel through VR for the first time and in a comfortable environment. So we have Tilt Brush pre-installed on these headsets, which is like a 3D painting application. Super cool. I'm personally not much of an artist, but I have a lot of fun in Tilt Brush, being able to do the brush strokes in 3D and then sort of walk through what you've created. So yeah, so come on down and try out some VR headsets in Barrie and Aurelia. And if in case I haven't touched on it or you've joined since, in Barrie we're located in A216. So on the design floor, you'll find us in there. We have a VR space in that lab as well. Yeah, so this is the VR room. Lots of VR headsets, and it's a lot of fun to try out if you've never done it. And if you have done it, we can show you some really cool practical uses for designing in VR. All right, and then so this is the Reflector Room once again. I'll show you guys a little Charlie Changemaker bear here, our mascot. And yeah, the Reflector Room, we have some reflection prompts up here on the wall. So for project reflection, team reflection, individual reflection, we're giving you these prompts for you to use for you, yourself, your team, whoever it is. And yeah, as we have that question, everybody is welcome in these spaces. These are inclusive, open spaces that we really encourage you guys to come out and use, try out. We have so many very cool tools for you to use. We have, as you see here, the halo light and the phone tripod here. So if you're wanting to make like a video project, these are great tools that are accessible to you at Georgian, and you'll find those in the Community Impact Lab. So yeah, as someone said, I can't wait to try them out for sure. Like, especially if you're speaking on the VR, I'd never tried VR until I came here, and now I'm quite the fan of VR. It's a lot of fun. It's something that's really cool, and it's cool to have it accessible to you at Georgian. It's a tool of the future, and we're all about future thinking here. So come on down, try it out, meet the team, and yeah, we have a lot of fun in here, and we want this to be an open, accessible area for all students of Georgia to come and experience. So I'll go back upstairs to these other rooms that I touched on in case anyone in the chat now missed it. So we have our Empathize room here with some of our canvases, the empathy map, which is a very cool canvas to work through if you're in a project. It's great for gaining different perspectives. So you could do something as simple as, when I woke up this morning, what was I thinking, feeling, seeing, doing, saying, hearing, pains, and gains? So you can see how if you're working through a project, this would be great to like gain different perspectives of different team members. And so we're all about in here like thinking outside the box, finding solutions to problems. And so that's the service that we offer to you as Georgian students, is collaborative working spaces that give you different ways to work through problems and come up with new ideas. So some of the other canvases we have in here is horizon scanning. And like I said before, all these canvases are interchangeable. So we have plenty that you can take down, put up different ones depending on what you're working on. You might want to work through different canvases. So this one, horizon scanning, you're gonna look at the problem and find trends and signals of what might impact the future. So one of the initiatives here through the Center for Changemaking and Social Innovation is our Foresight Club, where we look at trends and signals. And so it's like future thinking, right? So we have, how does this affect things socially on a local, national, and global scale? Technical, economic, and so you work through all those locally, nationally, globally. All right, so that's another cool canvas, and we have tons of these canvases, like I said, and they're all really great depending on what problem or solution you're like working through. Then you can use all these tools. These are all at your disposal. And we have monitors, we have work desks. These are great spaces to work as a team through different problems, projects, whatever you might be thinking. So this is the Define room, and once again we have a few canvases, and all these canvases are equipped with the Rocketbook corners, which I explained before. But if you weren't in here, you can use these to scan in the canvas into like a PDF format, and then that gives you like whatever you've been working on. Now you can save it in a very high quality PDF format that you can continue to work on later. So even if you were to scan this in, all the information on these sticky notes and everything would come up super clear. And it's a lot better than just taking a picture of a whiteboard or a canvas. You're gonna have a really like high resolution copy of that canvas with the Rocketbook corners. So that's very cool. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much the whole lab. If you missed anything, if you have any questions, please just drop them in the chat. But we've sort of gone through most of the lab here. So yeah, this is right now I'm in the boardroom, which is connected to the Community Impact Labs. It's not a part of the Community Impact Labs, but in spirit it is, and it's also a space that's available for you to book at Georgian College through room bookings. So yeah, that just about concludes our tour. If anybody has any questions, thanks a lot for joining us. I'm really happy to have everyone here. And I see someone saying these rooms are very cool. Yeah, they totally are, and they're even cooler in person with people in them using them. So please come down and introduce yourself, say hi to the team. We'd love to have you. And yeah, thanks everybody for attending the tour. It was a lot of fun to show you around our space, and we're just really excited to have more eyes on the space and have more people working in these spaces. So yeah, the Changemaker t-shirt. Yeah, these are great. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. I really appreciate everybody in here dropping comments and questions in the chat. And yeah, thanks for your time viewing as well. And be sure to attend the next sessions on self-care and student support systems. Those are both wonderful sessions that I think that there's a lot to gain out of that. It's important to take care of oneself when attending college. It can be an overwhelming experience. So attend those sessions. Those are wonderful sessions as well. And thanks so much for coming down to my session here. I really appreciate it. We can just walk in anytime. Of course, you can come down. Sometimes we'll have things going on in the Community Impact Labs, but we try to keep our doors open as much as possible. So if you're here, try to come in. And if we're in here, we'll come and chat with you and stuff. So, and yeah, subscribe to the Changemaking YouTube channel, Charlie and company. is our social media kind of website for Changemaking. So if you search Georgian, Charlie and Company, you'll be able to find that website as well if you want to get further involved. Yeah, so look up Changemaking at Georgian. You'll find our website. You'll find things to connect us with. And then the spaces, as I said, are in Aurelia at A105, in Barrie at A216, and in Muskoka in room 109. So we have the 3 spaces currently, and we'd love to have you guys at them. We want to see people in here using them and stuff. And yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for giving me the time to speak about the Community Impact Labs today and give you a little tour. All right, and yeah, if we have like a minute or two here too, so if there's any questions, drop them in the chat. But thanks a lot for coming down, and yeah, we're happy to have you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, asking in person is great. We love to have those conversations. And for everyone too, if you see me on campus, come up and say hello. Ask me about the center. Ask me about change making. Always happy to answer questions. Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of Head Start. So we'll be in both Barrie and Aurelia campus. I'm mainly in Barrie. That's where I'll be attending classes this September, and I'll also be working in the Community Impact Lab in A216. So yeah, come down and say hello. If you see me in the halls, say hello. Once again, my name's Will, and I'd love to meet everyone. Great, great. Looking forward to it. All right. Okay, signing out from the Community Impact Labs. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and enjoy the rest of Head Start. Attend those self-care and student support system sessions coming up next, and enjoy. Okay, goodbye, everyone.